Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Classic Comics. I was at the Bell County Comic-Con last week, and I thought I'd just go over some of the comics that I picked up while I was there. I'm feeling the pinch of inflation, like I guess a lot of you are, so I didn't go too crazy, but I did get a nice little haul. So, this is the Elektra Assassin miniseries. This was published in the late 80s, I believe. This was one of Elektra's first series where she's the title character. Bill Sienkiewicz did the art for this, and it really might be his best work. He did a lot of things that were groundbreaking at the time, combining charcoal or pastel sketches, photos, and other techniques with traditional comic art. I'll do a video on this at some point. Now, then we've got the Captain America Sentinel of Liberty. This was a 90s miniseries that retells Cap's origin and his early adventures. It stays largely to what had already been established, but it just embellishes it and adds a lot of details. It was written by Fabian Nicieza with art by Kevin Maguire. And it's really a fun book. Not groundbreaking in any way, but still, I think a fun book to read, especially compared to what you got out there these days. Now, this is Books of Magic. This is a miniseries that Neil Gaiman did in 1991. Now, tell me if this sounds familiar. A young boy with brown hair and glasses learns that he's a wizard. But in this case, it's not Harry Potter. It's a kid named Tim Hunter. Basically, in this, this young boy is told that he's destined to become this great and powerful sorcerer, and it's sort of him learning about that and dealing with that knowledge, and it sort of takes the reader on a tour through sort of the mystical side of DC. You know, it was a big part of sort of revamping things for the Vertigo line and making their mystical side kind of fit into that sort of aesthetic better. Then I got some Dark Horse stuff. This is a one-shot. This is Batman vs. Predator 2 by Doug Munch with Paul Galassi. You know, Batman versus the Predator. You really can't go wrong there. Then you've got Superman versus Aliens by Dan Jurgens and Kevin Nolan. And then RoboCop versus Terminator. So this is one I've been wanting for a long time. This is great. This is written by Frank Miller with art by Walt Simonson. This thing should have been made into a movie. It would have made all the money. And I'm definitely going to do a video on this one. Then I've got Black Dragon. So this is a miniseries that Chris Claremont did in the late 80s. I've never read this, so I'm not sure what it's about. It seems to be a story, you know, set in the Middle Ages, kind of a fantasy story. I remember seeing advertisements for this in Marvel books at the time, and I thought it looked cool, but I just didn't have the money to get it. So I'm interested to see what this is about and if it's any good. And then I've got the Avengers Justice League crossover miniseries. This was done by Kurt Busiek and George Perez back in the early 2000s. I actually did get this when it was first published, but I actually gave my copy away to the son of a friend of mine as a Christmas present a couple years later, and I've been meaning to get it again ever since, so I finally did get it. Nice. I love this book, and this is like the pinnacle of comics for me. It was like everything was downhill for comics after this came out. One of the greatest comics ever published, in my opinion. Now, I also have a few individual issues that I got here. Of course, Batman the Killing Joke. This is a classic. I think most people are fairly familiar with this one. It basically explores the origin of the Joker. And I've never actually had a copy of this of my own before, so it's nice to finally get this. And then, okay, so we got a Superman 199 here. And this is the issue that has the very first time Superman and the Flash race each other. So a nice little kind of key issue there. Then Detective Comics 485. So again, and some of these, like these 3 books here, these are books that I all had when I was a little kid. I first started buying comics, you know, mid-80s. But, you know, when I was around like 6, 7 years old. But I didn't really start collecting, thinking of comics as being collectible until I got to around 10 or 11 years old. So in those early years, I had comics, but I didn't take care of them, you know. And so they got torn up. They got into really bad shape, and I just threw them away. But these are all comics I had when I was young that I had been looking to get again. So it was nice to finally get these. So again, Detective Comics 485. So this issue features the death of the original Batwoman, the original Kathy Kane, who was introduced in the 50s, in the Silver Age. And they actually kill her off in this issue. And this is also the first appearance of Bronze Tiger, who would later go on to join the Suicide Squad. And when I say first appearance, it's this character's first appearance as Bronze Tiger. As Bronze Tiger. You know, the character Ben Turner, who the Bronze Tiger really is, he had appeared previously, but he had never appeared as this character before. Okay, then All-Star Comics number 70, featuring the Justice Society, and this is the first appearance of the Bronze Age Huntress, the Earth 2 version of Huntress, who is the daughter of Batman and Catwoman. So nice to have that. Okay, and then this one, this is DC Superstars presents Strange Sports Stories, number 10. So this one is a pretty wacky issue. Basically, this issue features a story where a bunch of heroes and a bunch of villains play a baseball game. And it's just as kind of goofy as it sounds, but I remember having this issue and loving it as a kid, so I'm really glad to finally have this again. I'll definitely do a video on this issue at some point. Now, in addition, I've got several crowdfunded comics that I've bought over the last few years that I've never gotten around to actually doing reviews for. So I've got Jawbreaker's Grand Bazaar, which I've already done reviews for the first couple of Jawbreaker's comics, which I have on this channel. I'll put a link in the video for that if you want to check those out. And then Starblades. This looks, you know, the art looks absolutely fantastic. I can't wait to get into this one. Lone Star, Soul of the Soldier. I've already got a review of the first Lone Star comic again on this channel. I'll put a link to that if you want to check that out. Brand by Antonio Bryce and Kanan White. I've got Graveyard Shift Volume 2 and Volume 3 by John Malin. Definitely going to do reviews on those. I've already got reviews of the first, or a review of the first Graveyard Shift comic on my channel. This is Thomas Valiant. So there's a YouTuber. His channel is called The Fourth Age. And the guy, he goes by RJ. And it's one of the best comic related channels on YouTube, in my opinion. He's really undersubbed. I highly encourage you to check out his channel, The Fourth Age. He examines this stuff, you know, the sort of SJW far left slant that comics have nowadays, and just kind of breaks it down brilliantly. And this is his comic. I haven't read this yet, but I'm eager to look at that. And then this is Long Harbor, and this one's going to be interesting. This is a kind of horror / Cthulhu story, you know, Lovecraftian story, and I'm eager to take a look at this and see what that's like. And then in addition, I've got this mini-series here. This is a Batman Reptilian. This was put out last year, and I reviewed the first couple of issues on the channel previously, but then I got caught up with other things and never finished them. So I'm probably going to do a video to just review the whole miniseries. And so that's what's coming up on the channel in the near future. And I will have some other stuff coming as well. Again, thank you for watching. Please do sub to the channel and hit the bell for notifications. And I will see you all next time. Thanks for watching.